Hey everyone, I need your attention for 1 minute. This is not one of those ads. This is something that has changed my entire life. If you've been listening to this podcast, you know that this is all about personal development as the foundation for everything good in your life. And this podcast is now sponsored by Growth Day, which is the world's first all-in-one personal development app. I mean, oh my gosh, can you imagine having everything all in one place that you need to create the life that you want? Now you can. So if you've been struggling with your motivation, your mood, your productivity, or your purpose, you have to check this out. Growth Day helps you consciously change your life and achieve your potential. It has all the self-improvement tools, motivational classes, and life coaching all in one place. So many of us want to improve our lives, but the question is how? Where do we start? What do we use? How do you get unstuck? How do you make self-improvement stick? Well, research shows how. It's when you consistently journal, track your habits, set goals, learn from empowering mentors, and challenge yourself that you'll be happier, healthier, and more successful. But let me ask you something. Where do you actually do all of your personal development work? I have to tell you that over 300,000 people use Growth Day for a reason. It works. It's the world's #1 software for self-improvement. Growth Day has an amazing mindset journal that I absolutely love, a habit tracker, and a goal-setting system. In fact, I bet if you went to my stories this week, you probably saw me using the journaling app and telling you to do it too, because it's the first time that journaling has ever actually stuck consistently in my life because of this app. And best of all, Growth Day has live inspirational classes every single week from the world's top motivational speakers and life coaches. These are people who have impacted my life in huge ways. These are mentors who I already knew and loved. In fact, this is something that's so huge for me, you guys. I personally teach a class in Growth Day every single month, and it is one of the most fun things that I get to do, and I'd love to see you there. These classes will truly shift your life. There's always something new that you will learn. So join me and 300,000 achievers growing our lives with actual real intention. Visit growthday.com/Lori for a free trial. Yes, you can try this for free. So go to growthday.com/Lori and go live your best life. You guys, that's growthday.com/Lori. And I can't wait to see you there.
I had to fail so many times and I had to be let down so many times. And I also had to watch my expectations get completely shattered before I learned how to release expectations and really open myself up to the magic. Welcome to the Earn Your Happy podcast. I'm Lori Harder, founder of The Bliss Project, 3-time fitness world champion, fitness expert, and cover model turned self-love junkie, lifestyle entrepreneur, and author. Each week, I'll bring you a guest or a thought that will help you bust through your fears, connect to your soul, and get focused and clear so you can elevate your life, business, and relationships. We don't wait until we're ready for someone to tell us we're good enough. We take what we want and we anoint ourselves. Get ready to earn, own, and unapologetically rock your happiness every single day. Are you with me? Here we go. Welcome back to the Earn Your Happy podcast. And it's time for another quickie because there is always time to fit in inspiration. And I have been having such a roller coaster year. And I really want to share this because I think it's so vital for people to know that becoming your highest self truly is the hardest, most challenging thing that you will ever do. And it will never end. And I recently just got back from back-to-back speaking events, and I am actually on my way to New York City right now, and then to fly down to Florida to get on a boat to go through the Bahamas on the Oprah Winfrey Holland America cruise to go and speak on her annual cruise with Mastin Kipp and the whole Oprah magazine team. So I am very, very, very excited, a bit freaked out. And when I say a bit, I mean like completely, in the best way though as well, because honestly, I've just kind of let go of all expectations around whatever that means, right? Whenever we something comes into our reality that we have been wishing for a very long time, to also realize that that came into your reality because you had manifested it or because you are ready for it. And whatever happens, I talk a lot about this, that in order for me to work through fear, I have to fully accept anything and everything that can happen. And I also have to accept that it may not go the way that I want. And I also have to accept that no one thing, opportunity, or person can make or break my life, right? That is up to me and how I react and how I respond. And that ultimately, I have to really decide what matters in my life and who I want to be responsible to. So once you get real clarity on those things, and believe me, this takes a long time. Like I had to fail so many times, and I had to be let down so many times. And I also had to watch my expectations get completely shattered before I learned how to release expectations and really open myself up to the magic. So as I'm thinking of this experience that's coming up, I'm really letting go of any expectations around it. So that's what's going on for me right now. And I'm about to get on an airplane literally in 1 hour. But I had to come in here and come and talk to you guys because I love to do these kind of right in the moment. That's really powerful for me to be able to talk about what's going on and process with all of you because I am a verbal processor. So if you take one thing from this, talk to yourself out loud. I don't know, record it. It helps. So a couple things I want to chat with you today. Oh man, where do I even begin? Because I've been doing so much stuff. So when you do a lot of scary things, you have a lot to talk about and you actually are like, you feel so vital on the other side. I feel so alive. Like I have not felt this alive in a really long time. And I know it's because I'm doing the things that scare me. So I want to chat with you today about sooner or later, you will be caught being yourself. So I had heard Andy Frisella say part of this quote, and I kind of tweaked it into something that just marinated and like landed on my soul. And he said, sooner or later, you're going to get caught. Like if you don't show up in the places as yourself, because he's so unapologetically himself. He's like, you'll see me in Vegas. I'll be out. I'll be gambling. I'll be yelling. I'll be drunk. He's like, I'm fun loving. I'm sometimes I get out of control. And he goes, I don't care who sees me because this is who I am behind closed doors. And I'm going to be who I am behind closed doors out in public. And I thought, oh my God, that's such a freeing thing to say. Like, so then I thought, you know what? If I don't start being me now, like fully me, whatever that looks like, and give myself, the permission in order to do that, sooner or later, I'm going to get caught being myself. And when I am, I don't want it to be a big shock to everyone. So some things that I've been trying to do is just show more of myself, which I have some things coming up, such as I have a Q&A Tuesday. Actually, it might be a Wednesday. So a Q&A podcast that is coming out next week, I believe. Maybe it's this week. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Go look on my podcast. Like how I do things. It doesn't have to be perfect. You'll figure it out. And I am really allowing myself to show up there as myself. And I'm trying to figure out what that looks like even more. Also showing up on my podcast as myself. And this is crazy, but a few things that I've been doing, obviously I've been doing some spoken word lately. That's something that I've been hiding that I have not shared because I was too scared. I love to sing. So you might get a podcast where I'm randomly singing, and I will take requests. So please let me know if you want me to sing a song incorporated into my podcast. I will try to sing you something. And some of you are like, oh my God, please do not do that. But you know what? It's me. So sooner or later, I'm going to get caught singing, and you're going to like it because that's the story I'm sticking to. Another thing is, even when I wrote my book, like I swear in my real life. So that's just where I'm at right now. Will I swear forever? I don't know, but it serves me right now. So it's just who I've been. And I thought, you know what? If I don't actually write how I speak, that wouldn't be the truth because I'm trying not to offend people. And I was just at an event where a woman stood up on stage and she said, I'm giving you permission to offend, because offending is not you trying to hurt someone. It's you being you. And it's up to the other person to actually take offense. And then it becomes your journey to release it, let go, and love yourself no matter what. I'm giving you permission to offend. How powerful is that? I'm actually going to have her on the podcast. So I'm very excited about it. And we're going to talk all about that. So that will be coming up. I'll probably use that title. So sooner or later, you're going to get caught being yourself. And what does that look like? Are you goofy? Are you weird? Do you have like a really off-color sense of humor? And who are you protecting? Who are you ultimately protecting? And do you really want those people in your life? Now, listen, I get it. There are points where I definitely censor myself to not be outlandish or to draw attention or to offend, right? I'm not going to purposely offend. But if I'm in an area where people are coming to see you or it's a safe place, I am definitely going to be myself. So, and I'm working this out. As you can hear, I'm definitely working this out. There are people who will disagree with this and say you should be yourself everywhere. But I believe I also, for me, a value system for me is that I want to be respectful and not be polarizing in certain areas of my life or at certain people's events or at certain things. So I'm going to kind of feel it out, ask what they are comfortable with and abide by that. So if I know I'm at an event where maybe there's a lot of people who would get easily offended, that's probably not going to be the place for me where I'm just going to let her rip, right? Because there are many versions of me. It's not that I'm not being myself. It's that there are many versions of me, but I am going to show what I truly, for the most part, am like. So there is discernment. So you can be yourself with discernment, right? So I also want to share, you guys have been saying, keep doing spoken word. And I'm getting so many downloads right now that I feel like I can just share little clips of it. So I have about a 30-second spoken word poem for you, just about embracing all parts of yourself and knowing that it's all parts of the journey. I don't have a name for this yet. I do swear in this. So if you have little ones in the car and they're not used to hearing that, or you don't want them to hear that, then you can just turn this part of the podcast off. I'm going to take a little sip of my drink right now. How are you guys today? Am I in the car with you? Am I on a run? Where am I right now? I love seeing all of the stories. So please keep sharing with me. Let me know where you're at. Let me know if you have a song request. Let me know if you have a thought request. And please send in your questions. You can send your questions to customerservice@loriharder.com because I am doing that Ask Me Anything Q&A series on the podcast now. So you can tune into that. That's 20 to 30 minutes. I actually have my awesome, hilarious assistant who is on there with me. And I'm warning you, we do talk about really random things while answering questions as well. And we give you shout outs. So we shout out you, your question, and your Instagram handle, ask people to go follow. And that is also where we shout out review of the week. So a 5-star review of the week, we shout out your name and we send you an Earn Your Happy coffee mug. Yeah. Who doesn't want mugs? Mugs over drugs, you guys. Okay. So here we go. Spoken word poem. It's very brief because I'm not done yet. I'm apologizing. I'm not going to apologize for being myself. Here we go. I looked up at the sky and asked for a sign to guide me to my answer and channel the divine. And right on time, I got the answer, but it was not the one I expected. It felt more like all doors were closing. I felt isolated because I was getting rejected. I spent weeks in pain wondering where the magic went. Why do I feel so out of alignment, so disconnected, so spiritually spent? We think that in order to be walking in our purpose, we need to feel good. And that's another lie to keep us consumed in our to-do list of should. I should be this. I should do that. Hide this. Suppress that. Fuck that. The way to the light is to have grace and embrace the dark. Pain is a part of the journey. It's not a walk in the park, but it just takes belief in your connection to rekindle a spark. You can't take the darkness out of a room, but coming in contact with someone else's light can mirror your bright truth and remind you to bloom. All right. I was getting into that. That's all that I have right now. But I do think that this poem is going to go on to be like a 5-minute poem because I can feel, and I love sharing this creative process for all of you creatives out there who are doing anything, putting out any content. I can feel this coming through because this came from a place of where I think if you guys were listening to the quickies in the podcast, I went through a kind of a rough year this year. Not in a bad way. I'm still nervous. Like eventually I will stop shaking when I share that. I'm going to share what I feel right now. I feel freaked out that I'm going to offend people with my big swear bomb, but I also love it. So there you go. I'm sharing super raw and super vulnerable. But anyway, sooner or later, I'm going to get caught being me. And I pretty much just got caught being myself. So I'm going to have to love myself regardless of everything. And I love who I am. And I want to share that with everyone because it feels like truth for me right now. So anyway, I can tell that this is coming through because when I say rough year, I mean, I feel like I'm transcending into a new space. And the transcension and the path to that new space feels really scary. And I've shared that as you become, the next version of yourself, there's a free fall. Sometimes we're leaving people. Sometimes we're leaving things that we really liked behind, but they're not serving us the way that they were anymore, right? What got us to this place and what felt good once may now feel very constricting. It may not feel like you anymore. It's like a wardrobe. What you wore last year, even though you felt amazing and had the most incredible times in that dress and those jeans and that outfit, now you put it on and you're like, this no longer feels like me. This no longer feels like me. And you know what feels like me is that crazy new trend that so many people are avoiding, but I'm obsessed with. And it's bold and it's big and it's bright and it's going to offend some people and it's going to be way too much for some people. Put it on. Try it on. You'll never know until you try it on. You have to try it on. You have to wear it out. And I don't know about you, but I've had those moments where I've left the house, I'm running late, I'm in an outfit that I'm like all of a sudden is making me sick because I'm like, oh my God, this was like a bold thing for me to do. I left the house, I have no time to go and change, and now I'm stuck. I have to show up at the party and just rock it. And that's the decision point. That's the decision point. You have to commit and decide and say, well, if I can't go back and change and my soul said, put this on, then now I have to make the decision to show up fully and just rock this thing. That's it. There's no I feel stupid. Does this look bad? Oh my God, this is too much for me. And stand hunched over in the corner, walk in like you freaking own the place, right? And people will be drawn to your light. And you can be that person, like in the poem that says, coming in contact with someone else's light can mirror your bright truth and remind you to bloom. So when I see someone who's like unapologetically them in the corner, I'm like, oh my God, look at that pink hair. Look at that crazy outfit. I love that person. Just owning that beautiful boldness. So you guys, sooner or later, you're going to get caught being yourself. How soon do you want to do it? It feels so, so good. Yes, you're going to offend some people. I'm giving you permission to offend, just like that beautiful woman said on stage, who I'm going to have on the podcast. I can't wait. Okay. Sending you guys so much love today. And until next time, earn your happy. Bye, everyone. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me on the Earn Your Happy podcast. I am so glad that you stopped by. If you could take 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would love it, that would be absolutely amazing, and we would be forever grateful. Also, please leave us a review if you feel so moved by going to iTunes and leaving us an honest thought, an honest comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want to hear more of. It would really help us out on our journey to helping thousands and thousands of people. Until then, don't forget to earn your happy. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.
Want to know a huge secret to my success? Okay, not only my success, but just about every single person that I have interviewed on this podcast who is successful has this in common. You guys, they love to journal. They capture their life lessons and what they're grateful for. But a lot of people don't keep this up consistently. And most people do know that the research shows that journaling deepens your gratitude and increases self-awareness. But did you also know that journaling decreases stress and helps you achieve your goals faster? In fact, journaling is a huge differentiator between average performers at work and high-performing people. It leads to longer-term clarity, confidence, and success. So why don't more people journal? Why didn't I journal consistently? Honestly, they don't like staring at a blank page. It's hard to carry a book around with you or a notepad, and they just don't even know what to write about, or they just forget. That's why I know that you're going to love Growth Day. It's the world's #1 system for self-improvement, and it's like all-in-one personal development in an app. And it has an awesome digital journal, and people love it. Growth Day's digital journal has hundreds of research-backed writing prompts for self-reflection, positive mindset, confidence building, and success. I use them all the time, and it makes me think in ways that I typically don't, and it makes me ask myself better questions, which we all know gets better results in our life. It even has prompts that help you develop a daily, weekly, or monthly habit of reflecting on your life and identifying areas to grow. So it's a perfect time of year to start journaling, you guys. When you sign up at Growth Day, you also get systems for habit tracking, goal setting, and scoring, and improving every area of your life. Best of all, I get to teach there too, you guys. I'm so excited. I hope that I get to see you. I teach live in Growth Day every single month with a new topic just for you. So join me there. Start your free trial at growthday.com/Lori.
Hey, I know if you're listening to this podcast that you have big dreams and big goals. And one of the things that can really stop you is struggling with your marketing. Trust me, I have been there. Are you using 10 different systems just to build your online business? Then I want you to try Kajabi. Kajabi helps you build your web pages, set up funnels, and sell your courses, content, coaching, or communities. You've been hearing me talk a lot about funnels on this podcast and the importance of your email list. You can get a free trial at kajabi.com. That's Kajabi.com. I've talked about Kajabi before, but here's something that's super cool and new. They just rolled out an AI assistant for creating your online course curriculum. And this means you just type in a topic that you want to create on a course or webinar, and bam, it just generates a sample outline for you. It takes a ton of the hard work away. Of course, you're going to customize it to be your own, but this really helps you get over the struggle of how in the world to start, which is where most people stop. If you're like me, starting is always the hardest part, and that's what makes Kajabi so popular. They've made it easier for creators to build web pages, build courses, build coaching programs, build membership sites, build checkout pages, and build email funnels. So if you're struggling with any of those, you got to go check it out. Go to Kajabi.com. Kajabi was really the first all-in-one system and is trusted by over 100,000 creators. I think that's good enough for me. Also has influencers and marketers who use this. And now their smart AI platform makes it easy to take what you know and turn it into an online course and business. Go start building with a free trial at Kajabi.com. That's Kajabi.com.
Hey all, I'm so excited to share with you, Earn Your Happy is now part of Growth Day Podcast Network. A bunch of us are coming together to bring more growth to the world and support shows and brands that we truly believe in. And one of my friends is also on the network, and I'd love for you to go subscribe to his show. You guys, Trent Shelton has the most incredible podcast. It's called Straight Up with Trent Shelton, and it's going to remind you that you are built for this. I have heard Trent speak in person multiple times. I've listened to his podcast a ton. He's coming on the show, and I literally cannot wait because this man just spits straight fire. It is like truth that goes to your core and makes you take action right away. If you want one of those podcasts that when you're just out on a walk, you can't help but want to start running and run through a wall in your life, this is the show to go listen to. So you guys, make sure that you go subscribe to the show, Straight Up with Trent Shelton. You're going to love it.